Okay, the new moon, yay. January 11th at 3:57 a.m. PT. Why is this such an important new moon? Not only is it triggering off an eclipse that occurred on October 14th, 2023 at 21 of, I think it was Libra. So it's triggering that eclipse. And you're going to learn all about that sort of thing in the Renaissance horror techniques class. But it's squaring the nodes. It's in the bends. It's in the bends.
That eclipse was bad, Judith. That eclipse that happened on October 14th. I even put a clip of you talking about the eclipse on the Academy Instagram page. And I had to go back to it because when the moon passed over that eclipse point, remember that week I told you that the moon passed over the eclipse point, it triggered it. And that was the week that, remember when I said I heard about 5 deaths?
Yeah.
There are people I knew, or people, it ended up being 6 deaths that week. That moon was like the Grim Reaper. Like my cousin passed away October 9th, the really young one. And when I looked at his chart, he was actually born within a day of an eclipse. And the eclipse happened right on his sun in Libra. It was crazy, like how literal things are.
Well, I had a friend, my close friend died suddenly right at that time. And here's how well medical astrology works. So she appeared to have a paralyzed leg. She was incredibly spry, Aries, appeared to have a paralyzed leg. And I got the exact moment this all began. And my friend had visited her and she was on her way to the hospital. And I'm looking, there's nothing showing a paralyzed leg. Something looked wrong with the foot. And I'm thinking, but I'm looking for what could cause a paralyzed leg. And I'm thinking, well, it looks like either an embolism or a stroke to the brain or the heart. But it couldn't be the heart because it's a paralyzed leg. And it looked like something in the pelvis region or lower back, but because I'm looking for a paralyzed leg. And then I wrote down on a piece of paper, all in 5 minutes, kidneys failing, something with the kidneys, embolism to heart or brain, and something with the foot. Well, she gets to the hospital. She doesn't have a paralyzed leg at all. She had fallen down several times and broke a bone in her foot. But she was going into kidney failure. And it took a few days and they did a complete blood transfusion, put her on dialysis. Still, nobody really knew what was wrong. It turned out she had, and I wrote down something with the blood. And she had a very, very rare blood disease that seemed to hit suddenly, inflamed all the vessels in the body. And then they discovered she had an embolism in her heart, which I thought wouldn't be the cause of a paralyzed leg, but I was given misinformation. And so then they discovered an embolism in the heart, and then she passed right about, in this period that Melissa's talking about, probably of kidney failure and the embolism. So within 5 minutes, using my methods that I teach at the Academy, able to spot the major seats of the problem, even though I was given a misdiagnosis, several days before the doctors could. And I was dumbfounded by how accurate this is. And it isn't hard to learn. It's not like you have to be any kind of genius. So but anyway, so in the bend. So this is a big emphasis on, of course, the skin, the knees, the joints, but also stressing particularly the kidneys. And the kidneys have a relationship with the bones because they help convert vitamin D, and they tell I think it's the liver to send more or whatever. But so if you are suffering osteopenia or osteoporosis, you need to really watch your if you're getting enough calcium, your vitamin D levels. This also could influence people who have problems with the head or brain or cancer area. Now, if you are born or you have planets near 2021 cardinal signs, Capricorn, Aries, Cancer, or Libra, or around 2021 Leo or Gemini, the quincunxing signs, you might feel this more. related to the planets that are there, and related to any, if you do have a health issue, you have to take, if you don't, I wouldn't worry. But if you do have, like a person has heart failure, say, and they suddenly get an eclipse trigger exactly quincunxing them, and they're born around 21 Leo, you have to watch them very carefully. Leo rules the heart. This is a backhanded remote causation, and it could be something with the gallbladder, because they know the gallbladder influences the heart now. Gallbladder is ruled by Leo and Capricorn. So this is just one. People might feel a little tense this day. It's certainly a new beginning, and we're getting into a period now that's actually very good and forward moving for business, many types of businesses and careers. But if you're planting, thinking of this is when people want to gather herbs or from the ground, like the roots or barks. This is the winter; everything's in the ground or the bark. But you want to probably wait a day or two and get the sun out of the bends, because that can make an odd vibrational current in what you've gathered that day. So things could get unusually dry and cold around this time.